Good afternoon. It's a great pleasure to be here with you today. And I would like to thank also TEGEP for inviting me on behalf of my company, Barilla. My name is Francesca Quintavalla, and I am the responsible of the functional academy system within Barilla. Today, I would like to share our quest in order to converge towards the collision era. And I would like to share this starting from some words about Barilla, my company, and after we will enter in the course of this speech. I will describe you the reference framework that we have defined in order to have a lighthouse to guide our path. And after, I will share some experiments and some lessons learned that we would like to give to this audience. Starting about Barilla. I think that if you have tried some quality pasta in your life, maybe you have tried one of our products. Indeed, we are born in Parma, a little city in the north of Italy, more than 140 years ago. And now we count more than 8,400 people. We are present in more than 100 countries across the 5 continents, and we are global leader in pasta, in sauces, and we sell also a lot of bakery brands that are expert and leader in special countries such as Italy, Germany, Sweden, France, etc. And we have a mission that is to promote wholesome and joyful food habits inspired by the Mediterranean lifestyles. Indeed, this is the picture of the countries that we call home, and of course we are present with plants, with offices, almost 30, 23 plants, 8 meals, restaurants, and also Turkey is our home. We are present with Barilla brands and with Philips that joined our family in 1994, and it is the first brand in the category of pasta here in Turkey. We are also present with some bakery brands, that is Vaza, is also present Pavesi and Mulino Bianco. They are little compared with the previous ones, but they are evolving pretty well. Well, which is the story of this local success story, starting from Parma in 1877. We developed an international mindset, and in the years and today, we are trying to integrate all the affiliates in order to create a global identity and a global language. This common culture is key, and this is a topic and an ingredient that I will touch even later. Reference framework, entering in the heart of my speech. I will describe you this framework that we have designed, considering that up to now, all the aspects of our life are changing, and in a quick pace, as said this morning by the other speakers. And of course, also learning is changing very fast. So, of course, nobody of us has a crystal ball, so it's pretty difficult to predict the future. But there are some things that we are sure about, and one is this one. Today learners is tomorrow performance. And this is so crucial for us, how we can build this and how can we extract the meaning of this question. This is crucial because we need people that are not willing and able to learn, but people that are willing and able to unlearn and to relearn, and essential, much faster and quicker than in the past. This is so important in order to drive and to face this collision era with success. And let's try to, let's say, integrate these cycles in a continuous improvement. Can we put some questions on the table in order to say, how can we drive this in our organization? This is a big challenge for us. I think that Saskin put a question and a quote that is pretty interesting for us as a starting point to debate. Vision is the ability to construct the future, first mentally and then behaviorally. Let's enter a bit more. One of the biggest changes that I'm assisting is an evolution and a revolution in learning. There is a shift of focus, starting from what and where people are learning, towards why and how our people are learning. This is so important for us, and try to deepen a bit more this topic. Let's try to understand the drivers of our learner. This is a picture of sentences and verbatim of people in a research made by one of our consultants. I cannot enter in all, just take two of these. I moved from push to pull learning. Make me think about how I think. I think this is much representative of what our learning and ourselves are living in all this journey that is changing. And let me summarize this for you. 3 points. First one, learner centricity. Second, role-specific child content. Third one, organizational embedding. And it's crucial to understand that these are not 3 autonomous elements, but they are strongly linked and interdependent. Let's try to understand a bit more how and the specific content. All the time that I have a query, I enter Google, I enter Wikipedia, YouTube, and I have an instant answer to my request. And this is also the expectation that our learners have. So deliver learning how and when I want it. This is so crucial in order to try to offer a learning that is bespoke, that is customized. And this thanks to the injection of digital in all the methodologies that we have. So platform, business simulation, blended learning, gamification. This is also an important step, and it's so natural because if you think that in 2 years from now, 2 years, more than 30 billion of technological devices will be connected globally. And just think that is in a world of 7 billion people. And in this picture, in 2 years, we have countries that are not digitally mature now. Just think in 10 years from now is an amazing amount. And of course, another key message is real time all the time. Just think how many emails we receive just one morning. How many self-produced materials are posted in 1 minute in the world? Picture, recipe, self-video, a lot, so many. And of course, all these present us a learner that is pretty different compared with the past. Our learners want to be attracted. They want to be motivated. They want to be shown and they want to be supported. They want and they need to be challenged and they need to be extended. This is so crucial as an ingredient. Why extended? Because now the co-actorship, they really need to be, to shape the end user material, to be an actor and to be very active in the learning journey that we are proposing them. And of course, this is an essential ingredient also to be much more memorable and to create a journey experience that can be really closer to our objectives. And another key message that we have seen this morning is not one size fits all. We need to be much more agile. We need to create a nimble journey that can be predicted and to be proactive towards our learners. And all these create a very nourishing and fruitful challenge. What is that? The traditional top-down approach will be challenged by a bottom-up approach with the heart of social learning in the core of this. This is an energized system. If we can look at this and we can enter different contexts and boxes, we can use different language and all the potential of this in order to recreate our system with much more energies and much more input from the whole organization. But of course, we have talked about our learners, but we are also businesses. So let's try to converge about business. And this is the third point, organizational embedding. It's so important, as we have seen this morning, to be strictly connected with other strategy, fully supported by key stakeholders. But pretty important is this not just with an helicopter view. We really need to be inside all the programs of our organization. We need to be very close to the project teams and to really need to be connected with the processes of our organization. And of course, is a key ingredient to drive as a learning and development system all the organization. This is an important message, I think, because all the ecosystem, not just the top, not just the bottom, but all the ecosystem need to drive with this mindset. And we need to lead this change as a cultural change. Here a key message is that we don't need to look digital. We really need to be rooted and be digital inside. And this is something really important to make it happen. What about the implication of organizational embedding? There are so many, and the time is not enough, but just enter in one of these: more effective people analytics. Just think the potential of data, of new generation data, in finding right people for our organization, in knowing them. And when they are inside our organization, try to promote them, to develop their career, and to find all this new analytics era in order to create a new era inside our organization. And of course, all this can be summarized in 4 key messages, thus to draft what we have just said. The first one is new ways of interpreting all the aspects of organizational lives. Performance management, leadership, the new cultural evolution need to be redefined. Second key message, new cultural and organizational models. In this, just an example, think about the collaborative models of shared leadership. This to give sense to all the complexity and the changes that we have described till now. Third measure. The third message is about functional to corporate results. As we said, we don't do learning and development. We do learning for development, to support people to exploit the maximal potential and to make it happen with business results. 4 key messages. We can leverage the wide range of tools and methodologies. And this is an important message because we have much more potential opportunities compared with the past. But we don't have to select digital just for the sake of doing digital. We need to be very smart to define the right tools in the right context with the right goals. Okay, let's enter now in the last chapter of my stories about some experiments within Barilla. 3 experiences: content website, profiling, and the social side. So this is the first experience. Here the key message is to move from a website based on information towards a website that is bespoke content with a dynamic logic and customized soul. This is an example of the Marketing Academy website launched 4 years ago. The whole project of the Marketing Academy was born with one goal. The mission was to realize and define the Barilla approach to marketing globally in the whole community. And this website was a precious tool to make it happen. Another important message of the context of this project is the governance. It was very important for us to create a governance that empower people, the local team in all the countries, and also the global governance centrally of business and of HR. This is so important to activate all the universe that was inside this, and to put all this energy in all the system. We tried to move a static logic with a much more dynamic, creating different areas. For example, in the learning, you find video tutorials, learning pills, and learning deck. In the system, you can enroll yourself to debate with exercises and conversation with the owners. We don't have the time to enter in the example. This is a picture of the last one that we created about brand communication. That was a blended solution that simulates a lot also about the real business cases and was a very successful story. Another example, case study. Here, libraries are moved trying to be much more agile in order to offer you project assignment and learning, simulation, best practice, business review, to find in an easy way what we are looking for. And we try also to make our colleagues' life easier, try to offer you an area in a local familiar places, which easy to be used tools such as manuals, guidelines, and templates that you can pick and you can use in an easy way, with also example how to use all this. All this was created with, let's say, an inside-out approach, but we have created also paths with an outside-in approach that was very fruitful for our communities. These are external talks, as we called, in order to inspire people and to motivate them about business topic and issue that we have internally. So we select the topics and we select the right speakers, not just the big ones, but what we really need in order to support our teams to make the projects that are inside their daily work. I selected this example because it was called Collision. It's related, for example, to the Consumer Electronics Show Fair that is made every year in Las Vegas. That is an amazing fair about digital innovation, new services, with the same name of this event. So it was pretty nice to show you. So let's enter now in the second experience, that is profiling. In this way, what we are doing. Basically, we are moving from a mainstream learning and development website towards a bespoke, customized solution for you. So the system is intelligent in order to offer you just what you need. Consider your role, your learning CV, your career development, your desire. So it's intelligent to offer you in a very pragmatic way what you are looking for. The third one, it's about the social side of learning and development. I think this is a very interesting story because we have tried a lot of experiences within Barilla. This is a very positive one that is called City on Microsoft Yammer, and is the social global community of all the global community of IT within Barilla. All the community count 83 people, and this collected a lot of energy since the beginning, and now is the key communication channel for the whole community. This is so important, and also the data that you see here, the KPIs of engagement, are pretty interesting in order to show how, compare also with our internal benchmark, that they really sense this as a key communication way to be inside the topic and the pillar that are pretty important for the community. And what are the ingredients of this success? I would like to start with the engagement, starting from the first phase. And how did you build this? Basically, we start with a social platform to define the concept. And then, with a series of focus groups, we collect a lot of feedbacks, qualitative feedbacks from the community. We activated, since the beginning, ambassadors in order to smooth the journey. And we created an editorial plan to be sure that the topics are the well-known and what the community required, and of course, also in order to try to really offer something that was useful weekly and also daily. And last but not least, we engage also an expert supplier. That was an external voice, and was really important for us, not just because it was, let's say, a support that was technical about hardware, but it was really inside the sense of belonging of the community. So it supported us in order to try to inject the caring feeling that we wanted to inject. And this is so important because we can talk a lot about words and about things that can happen or not, but it's essential to really believe that this can be useful for people. And if you think this, you really create a community that can be very fruitful for the company and, of course, for all your business. Another example, in this case, is Facebook at Work that we launched in France, that for us as Barilla is a very important country. 300 people, almost 50% from sales team. And this was a pretty interesting case. Why? Because in this case, it's a positive story, but at the beginning, we face a lot of skepticism, especially starting from the top managers. But the community and the core team work a lot. In what sense? In order to create effectiveness. So all the top groups that you see here, competitors' information, information about activities in stores, quality and safety issues, celebration and sense of belonging of the community, all these were pretty close to people. And this is the ingredients that describe the successful story of all this. Of course, we have built good stories, but we have also learned about less successful stories. The beginning of the Marketing Academy was, okay, learning and development events, a big launch, of course, a website, but there was also a social community that was not successful. And the key point is that in that case, the top managers were present like a vitrine, just to look digital, but it was not rooted in the usefulness of the community. There was not the feeling that that could be a real channel to communicate, to exchange, to be useful for them. And that was the missing ingredients. So we have learned and listened a lot also about the less successful story, and this is an important thing that I think will help us also in the future, in this journey. Let me summarize key lessons learned about these experiences. First, fill the gaps about new skills, assets, all the organizational skeleton that you need to fulfill. Second lesson, define new learning and development models. This is so crucial in order to reduce complexity and to give value to all the changes that we have faced till now. Third lesson, strong engagement from the top and from the bottom. This is important because we cannot assume to use the same language to engage the bottom and to engage the top, and we cannot use the same language and concept to use all the different methodologies. We need to be, as learning and development teams, much smarter than in the past to recognize and to be effective in using all the system. Third, you need to strive to define new roles with specific accountabilities and responsibilities. This is so crucial in order to have a clear picture of what we need to stretch, and what we need to acquire from the external universe. I would say that this is the whole picture. I think that one of the key sentences that I would like to use in order to summarize all this is by the writer Antonio Schiarolo. Every challenge is an invitation to grow. Accept the challenges, they are your teachers. And I would say that it will be very useful for me to keep in touch with you, also to create fruitful exchanges and to create and to shape the future even better. Thank you very much.